Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Skulk, bringing you more Major Minor. Things have gotten really bad. We were put in a position to see who would we actually save. The thing is, she was told on the list, and from that guy in the Ark, that everyone must die, except for me. Our protagonist anyways. So Rook is still gonna die. He just was put in a serious situation, and in his mind he's going, they care about me, they thought about me, that. We're gonna have to keep going on and seeing how things go, but gosh dang. When my vision returns, I find myself in the Ark. However, something seems different. I feel scared, lonely, helpless. The pain has vanished. I'm suspended in the air. When he appears before me, fright overtakes me. My attempts to flee are useless, just as I thought. Much like my previous visits, I'm unable to move. You can't escape fate. Please stop struggling. You must have many questions to ask, and for that, you should be relaxed. Relaxed? Yeah, right. Not this time. I immediately demand an explanation. Why did he give Maxine Armstrong powers from the Ark? And why is she killing those involved in the tour? Interesting. I see you've caught me. Your concern still rests with others? I expected you to act in self-interest. Perhaps Velasquez is right about you. Don't worry. You're still a savior. The lies are only from myself. Perhaps it would be best to start anew. He snapped his fingers and I fall to the ground. Wait. Ground? That doesn't make any sense. There's no floor beneath me. I can see nothing but an infinite expanse of space. Still, I'm able to rise to my feet. I'm no longer held back or hindered by this place. I walk towards him and face him as an equal, with the feeling that I can finally combat my fate. Where should we begin? He stops to ponder for a few moments. Oh, of course. Some people would call me the ferryman, but you can call me Rayo. I've been stuck in the Ark for an eternity, but part of me wants to leave. I feel like I'm missing out on so much. That's why I gave Maxine Armstrong powers. I need to find a worthy successor. I can't just hand the Ark to anybody. So that's why I gave her a little test. I can only assume that the test is to kill people. Why those involved in the tour? And why a test of that nature to begin with? It was purely for convenience sake. I needed to keep an eye on you at all times, so I planned the test to be nearby. But as for why she had to kill, that's another story entirely. I lied to you about the nature of the Ark. I stand here and watch over Earth and Terra, governing the forces of life and death. I can give the gift of life, or take it away, as I see fit. I am a god of death, you could say, ensuring that both worlds remain in check. A desire here, a death there. There's a lot to take into consideration. That is why I ordered her to kill. It's something I do many times a day. My replacement will have to do it too, with no hesitation. A test was necessary. It's unfortunate that I have to keep her nearby, but please do not make this a personal thing. It just had to be done. If I could, I wouldn't order her to kill people in an entirely different if I could, I would have ordered her to kill people in an entirely different country. But I must keep everyone together. I hope you understand. It's just an unfortunate coincidence. I don't know if I can trust him, but he likens himself to the Grim Reaper. Is he responsible for all death? What about the other realities? And can he bring back Kyla? I could bring him back, yes, but where's the fun in that? You wouldn't understand consequence. In that aspect, Maxine is a genius. I did tell her about you being the savior. She came up with that whole plan on her own. In fact, I'm quite taken. Using death to such an end was beautiful. She taught you some very important things. 1. You need to face consequence. 2. You won't be able to save everyone. 3. Others will die by your hand. There is little else to add, but you've taken your duty lightly. So a display of truth was needed. Terra will not be saved without death. It is your duty to save Terra. More friends will die. Foes will appear. Either directly or indirectly. You will be the cause of many deaths to come. It was important that you realize this. And about the other realities? I lied. There is only one of everything. Only one Terra to save. Only one Earth. Wait. And that means, unfortunately, yes. You lack the power I presented with you with. You're not special in any way. At least, in that regard. You still have a purpose in Terra, but only Valescus can divulge that. This is why I'll be sending you back. Every step you take in Terra brings that world closer to its promised salvation. But now you know a little more about what the path to salvation entails. I can't believe this. I don't have a power? Everything he said to me back then was a lie? I've known you were the savior all along. I knew that Valescus is planning in Terra. I know what Valescus is planning in Terra. I've been watching over it since I was born. I'm sorry for the lies, but now you know the truth. About me. About you. About the Ark. Terra won't be saved for a while yet. I felt that it was best to come clean. We may need to join forces, and I would rather help you as a friend instead of face you as an enemy, especially after I'm free of the Ark. I believe it is customary on Earth to inquire after forgiveness. So I would like to do this now, if that's okay with you. Would you forgive me, Azure? I don't know what to think about all of this. I never expected saving Terra to be all fun and games, but it could cause the deaths of all my friends. And how do I know he's telling the truth about Max? And for that matter, how about himself in the Ark? As bizarre as this all sounds, it kind of makes sense. He doesn't have a reason to lie anymore. Admitting to my lack of power, that's a really big step for him to take. Perhaps he truly is coming clean and telling the truth. I don't know. This is all so confusing. But if he does break free from the Ark, he would be a useful ally to have. I'm just concerned about how Max would manage things. Ryu looks at me expectantly. For the first time, he wants answers. Our solution's now resolved. I don't want to. I like to give people chances, but this is just malarkey. I know I'm in his realm and I could just be poofed. I just don't want to. I understand. Trust betrayed is not easily gained. I'm sorry that it has to come to this, but I cannot let emotion cloud my duty. I must still do my part in all of this. And that begins with sending you to Terra. I hope you find the answers that you seek. And perhaps, if you do save Terra, we can talk about bringing back the dead. He snaps his fingers, and my vision starts to fade. For the first time, I'm terrified of going to Terra, as the true fragility of things now torments me. Friend or foe? A secret meeting unfolds shortly after. Akron leaves Inumi under the protection of Singe. So, do you have anything to say? About what? About what happened today. Didn't it seem familiar to you? Did you do this just to prove a point? Max, I relive those events every day. Just silently, in the back of my mind. There is no need to remind me. It's always there. Trust me. Can't say I trust you, brother. Don't call me that, Max. Ever again. I renounced the Armstrong name years ago. Oh, don't be so dramatic. You know you can't hide from the birthright. Besides, that's why you were chosen too. Because we're brother and sister. This wouldn't be any fun otherwise. This is fun to you? That's sick. You're killing innocent people. When I said to Shock that I didn't trust him, I do now, but I didn't trust him then because of the thing in the past, and now I just kind of regret it. Gosh dang it. Gosh dang it, gosh dang it, gosh dang it. And you're telling it, and you're letting it happen. Can't keep your eyes off of Daz, can you? It lets me do all sorts of cunning things. Normally you have everything in your sight. That is, until you see a pretty girl. Mocking me. Some things never change. It's the quickest way under your fur, and it's so amusing for me to watch. But there are more pressing matters at hand. I wanted to talk to you about this game. I'm listening. You know you can't win, right? Especially after what I pulled today. I have more in store. Trust me. That was just the tip of the iceberg. What makes you think I don't have plans? You should stop assuming things, Max. Funny. If you had plans, no one would be dead. I'll give you an A for the effort, though. This game is going purely in my favor. However, it doesn't have to stay that way. What do you mean? The rules. They didn't ban teamwork. What if we did this together? We could rule the Ark as family. Then you won't have to worry about losing. You can't deny it. I use the power better. I haven't really used it at all. I don't need a power to win. I've always been able to outsmart you. So confident for someone who's losing. But look at everything I've done so far. You really think you can beat me, Akron? You've only killed 3 people. You're not even halfway done. Just 3? Not at all. I've been in Tokyo for a while now. The Midnight Deaths, you mean? I forgot about those for a moment. Clance wasn't the first one you killed. Of course not. He was one of many. And they were all just practice kills. I have this down to a science. I'm winning. I've anticipated every possible move. There's nothing you can do to stop me. So in the face of loss, why not team up? I don't know. I was raised to prefer an honorable loss. A dishonorable win is not in my nature. That's something I wish you were taught. The stakes are too large to stick to values. Remember what will be capable. Remember what will be Remember what we'll be capable of. Sometimes you need to discard your views, especially in the face of the greater good. You can achieve honor through dishonor. That's a paradox, Max. You can justify this any way you wish, but I want to win by my parameters. However, things haven't really been going my way. So let me speak hypothetically for a moment. If we team up, could we still play to my objective, ensuring that nobody else here dies? No, because then you'd be the winner. I want to be the victor in this. I've been practicing so hard, Akron. I don't know if I can agree to that. That's a shame. Your pride always was your worst feature. It's going to get you killed. There's such an easy exit in sight. Yet, you're too blind to take it. I wouldn't go that far. Can you just let me think about this? Give me a few seconds without an insult. Sure. I think we both have a common goal. After we win, we want to bring her back. That's why you're doing this, right? Exactly. This isn't just for my benefit. I owe you lots, Akron. For the past. This is my way of making it up to you. It's not my fault that I need to kill. I would have done anything that man wanted. I need to play with the hand I'm dealt. Besides, if we end up in control, we can undo all the deaths instantly. Besides, if we end up in control, we can undo all the deaths instantly. Nothing is permanent, don't you understand? That's true. If he holds up to his end of the bargain, he doesn't have any reason not to. He got bored and lonely. We will too. Then we can hold a contest of our own. Let loose and live a little, brother. It's great stress relief too. We should put aside our differences. We have a chance to fix everything. I don't think we should squander it. I don't know. You have to take this seriously. I'll need to kill you if you oppose me. And if I do, I won't be bringing you back. So your only chance to see her again. Oh, okay. It has a question mark. So your only chance to see her again is to work with me. Or face death. I guess this is what they call checkmate. Because I'd have to kill you to stop you. And I don't know why, but I just can't. I'm glad you made the right decision. So what do you say? To family? Max smiles as Akron reaches into his pocket. He presses a button on his phone to end the recording. To family. It's called a hustle. Smart. I got another true ending flag. A true ending flag. When was that given? Rook still has a negative affection towards me, apparently. And Anumi is normal. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's still the same. Never mind. Valus trembles in fear, unsure of what to say, for the first time in ages. I didn't. You didn't what? Expect us so soon? Or perhaps you didn't expect us at all. I must say, I thought you'd be dead. Seeing you is quite a surprise, Father. Valscus takes a few steps back. He clutches his scepter, preparing to defend himself. Oh, is that how it is? Living off of the power in that scepter. But it looks like it's running dry. Tell me, do your subjects know the truth of their existence? Or the truth of yours? Something tells me you're still deceitful. Just as I thought. Old habits die hard, I suppose. I'm surprised you maintain this facade. Nagi, please. Please what? Do tell. I'd love to see you grovel. Dang. Well, that's a look. You should beg for your pitiful existence. I only need more time. This world will be saved by my hand. By your hand? Don't be ridiculous. Everything you touch meets a plagued end. And soon, Takamagahari will fall. Or whatever you call this place now. You can't exchange the truth of your world. You have a kingdom that houses the dead. Father, you rule over a rotting carcass. Your subjects are nothing but maggots. They writhe through its cavities for succor. So tell me, how can you save something long since dead? Something built on a cairn of your woe? It's possible. I beg for your lenience. Don't make me laugh. You've become a pitiful man, Valscus. You're not fit to be in a position of rule. Your world is in my hands now. I will teach your people one simple fact. Salvation can be found through destruction. Nagi pushes Valscus away, laughing loudly. His laughter echoes through the halls of the castle. Nami, sister, we must go. Yes, brother. Why? It's time for some divine intervention. Prime evil. Dang, his own children. Kalian grips the bars of his prison cell. Kabu remains fast asleep. Fatigue taking over. Really? And what makes you think I'd do that? You're the one who suffered us down here. Or stuffed us down here. It was a lapse in judgment. Surely you can understand, Kalian. These things happened all the time. That's so. You let people starve in your cellar often? That's a pretty big admission of guilt. No. That's not what I meant. I meant that people often make mistakes. You should learn to word things better. You think you'd know, being a politician. Or is Riley not here to pull your strings? Kaylin, there's no need to mock me. I'm willing to pay for your services. I need protection. This has gone too far. I don't think you understand my business. I offer protection for money, yes, but only to those who deserve it. You locked us up in here, and you continue to let us starve. Kabu is on the verge of death, you know. By Riley's orders. Pliers' shouts echo through the cellar. By Pliers' orders! Kalian is shocked at his sudden outburst. Please understand, Kalian. It's not Riley's orders that bring me now. It's my defiance. My own free will. I know what needs to be done. I must step down from this election, and that threat of Riley must be quelled. Please. Plier grips the prison bars as well, trembling.
I want you to guarantee my safety, and I want you to end Riley's life. I'm not an assassin, Plier. You can't pay me to kill somebody. But Riley is a threat to my safety. You are paid to ensure that safety. Kaylin, I fail to see the difference. You're still a murderer. You just validated it in your own way. I didn't come here to argue semantics. You can keep your money. The payment will be our freedom. I can't protect you from behind this cell, and you can't just leave Cabu to die. Of course, I'll retrieve the key from Riley's chambers. I expect you will be free within the day, but I'm holding you to your word. If I start to doubt you, I'll kill you.
Kaylin is unaffected by that threat. Plier glances over at Cabu and stops to think.
Wait. I feel you've come to terms with death. A mercenary can't expect to live forever. If I doubt you, Cabu will die. It will pain me, but it's necessary. I need a guarantee of your compliance. Watch your tongue, Plier. Your life will be in my hands. You don't want to take advantage of me. Oh, but I think I do.
You're a quivering man. You just want to hide behind people.
Whoops, I forgot to read that. Make yourself ready. I expect armed opposition.
But I don't have anything. You confiscated all of my weapons.
I'm sure you'll think of something. I'd hate for your freedom to be short-lived.
He walks away without another word. Kaylin turns to Cabu, worried of what might happen. Don't worry, Cabu. I won't let him touch you, no matter what happens here. He's a mercenary, so he can get money, so he can get paid and stuff. But he has a heart of gold. As far as I'm seeing, he wants to protect people. Just like Righty. As far as we know of Righty. We want... we like people who are just nice. People who have actual good hearts. Also, nice knock in the hair. Pink. Yes. Crooked negotiations. We're only at a half hour and we got 3 save points. Rocker, how are you here? You're dead. What's going on? Oh wait, just in. Here we go. Chapter 7. The Paths We Walk. Rook focuses on his breathing, trying to calm down. He grabs the bomb and places it beside him. The green light signal is continued safety. Why did he choose me? His mind is still assaulted by prior events. He grips the side of his chair, trembling. I don't understand. Everything Max said was right. The choice should have been obvious. His shout echoes softly through the conference room. He jerks in fright as he hears the reverberation. For a moment, he thought it was someone else. Now you're scared of nothing. Good job. He laughs softly in relief. After a few moments pass, he attempts to stand up, but his knees buckle and he falls back in the chair. Dang, Rook, you're a mess. He starts to type away on his tablet, but suddenly Max's words strike fear in his heart. No. That will only prove her right. Putting his tablet away, he attempts to stand once more.
This time he uses strength to overcome the buckling. His knees are weak, but he still feels confident. Got it. Just no running any marathons. I should see who's up and about. He takes his time, with slow, heavy steps. Eventually, he arrives at the conference room doors. He notices they're broken and heavily damaged. They sure went through a lot to save me. I guess I can't let that go to waste. He takes a deep breath before leaving the room. When he gets outside, he slowly scans the vicinity. There's no one in sight. Perhaps people are still too scared. Well, I can't really blame them. His eyes find their way to Singe's office. The door is firmly shut. I hope he's okay. I should probably go see what he's up to. We're going to have to take drastic action. He slowly approaches the office doors, but before he can open them, someone calls his name. Rook! He quickly turns around. It's Eclair. You can see the aftermath of tears in her eyes. Hey! Without another word, she runs into his arms. Letting out a scream of fright, he pushes her away. Huh? He pants heavily, backing up against a wall. Sorry. I didn't mean to. I was just in a sudden... It was just a sudden movement. He shows signs of fright, looking around frantically. Visions of Max's swift movements assault his mind. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Rook. I should have thought before acting. That's okay. Please, Eclair. Just let me have a couple moments. He focuses on his breathing in an attempt to calm down. After a few moments pass, he re-enters the conversation. I didn't mean to react that way. I think I'm just a little on edge. I mean, a lot has happened. I understand. I apologize as well. I was just scared I'd never see you again. I was scared of that too. Honestly, I didn't expect to be chosen. I really thought I was going to die. I embraced it, but it never came. I expected my life to flash before me. But I guess that myth isn't really true. He gives Eclair a soft smile. As such as he can muster, even given the circumstances. Though it wasn't really false either. You only see the most important moments, and the people that made them special. He approached her and holds her paws in his own. Rook, I really wish I knew how to feel right now. It's like I can't really comprehend this. Why was I chosen? Why me over Kyla? You're special, Rook. Not a lot of people realize that. You should be happy that Azure can. More special than Kyla, though? No one should ever have to make that call. I don't know how to answer that. Me neither. And that's the issue. You can't just weigh the value of two lives. How did he make his decision? I don't think we'll ever know. We should probably be grateful for that. I guess you're right. That's the norm with you. You're never short on advice or wisdom. Comes with the territory. No boring maids ever get anywhere. That's true. I know the game all too well. What should I do then? Honestly, I can't think of anything. You need to make it up to Azure. You owe him your life, Rook. And how do you pay for a life? Well, I think you do it with more life. It's your turn to protect everybody here. Take matters into your own hands. Ensure that his choice was the right one. That's a really sweet heart of her. It's a very big sweet of heart. I suppose I could do that. I was just about to talk to Singe anyway. Really? About what? Well, after all the stuff that's happened, I've never been more certain of one thing. We need to leave this convention center. Baby steps. Well, after all that hectic havoc and death, we are getting nice touches. Valscuse brings himself to his feet. He shouts in an attempt to stop Nagi from leaving. Wait! Please, don't do this! Hmm? You're still conscious? Father, why don't you just give up? You can't justify salvation of Terra. But Terra houses billions of Nagi. You can't just condemn them to death. Father, they're already dead. You need to let go of these people. You're clinging to spirits. Unless you plan to use their energy. Is that why you've been housing so many? I've heard about your rule, Father. You lie to the world, playing an immortal. I could kill you right now if I wanted to. Then why haven't you? I want you to watch this world crumble. I want to see your hope wither away. It's your turn to be used as a pawn. This isn't the time for vengeance, Nagi. Please, just listen to me. I know that you have reason within you. Reason? I can't say that I do. But I will hear what you have to say. I'm curious how you justified this. You know how many worlds are out there, each living a solitary existence. What if we could all be united? You mean the Exodus Project? I've heard of your failure, Father. Why would this time be any different? Failure? I'm not sure about that. Nobody knew my true intent. I assure you, the project succeeded. What? Yes, and now it's time for me to reap. I've waited so long for this day, Nagi. The galaxy can finally unite as one entity. So you really want to open connections? Unleash your specters across the galaxy? Specters. Okay. Father, that would be devastating. I'm more inclined to side with Lord Plier. No one should come to contact with Terra. You created a truly disgusting world. But at the same time, you have power. Is that what you've been doing, Father? Collecting souls from Earth for harvest? That's twisted, even for you. I can feel the energy growing within Terra. Means to an end, Nagi. Our thinking isn't so different after all. If they are already dead, what do we lose? Their final act would be our salvation. A grand way to go, I'd say. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I would use this power for other means. Nagi laughs, once again echoing through the halls. Thanks for telling me, Father. Didn't think you'd be such an easy target. So it's a race, then. To see who can unleash this power first. I have to say, I'm glad it's come to this. Yes, I suppose you're right. But I know exactly who will win, and I've placed all of my hope on it. The race is on. Sure. Here we go again. Rocker, why are you here? I don't understand. I thought I was supposed to be saving of those that are in the main part of the story part. I thought you died. You dead, right? You're in every one of them. Where am I? What's going on? Wasn't I supposed to be in Terra by now? Last time this happened, it was almost instant. But I don't feel the rush of inertia either. It's almost as if I'm not moving at all. It's certainly counterproductive, especially if I was needed in Terra. I hear a voice, and I fell to my feet. I fell my feet touch the ground. I felt. Okay, miss thing there. Was someone calling out to me? I quickly faced the direction it came from. It sounded like someone panicking, calling for help. But as I chase after it, it gets worse. Suddenly, that one voice multiplies. It isn't long until I can't even hear my own thoughts. It's as if millions of voices are bombarding me at once. The sheer volume brings me to my knees. I cover my ears, but this does next to nothing. It's almost like the voices were in my own head. Are these the voices of people I have to save? Or could it be something else? What's going on? I scream, begging them to stop, but nothing happens. The cacophony of voices continues to assault me. It feels like an eternity before they start to subside. But when they do, I'm utterly confused. The sight before me hurts my head even more.
Hey, Azure. I'm so glad to see you again.
Rocker? But didn't Singe say that he was murdered? With everything that happened, I thought Max did it.
You're right. Max did kill me. I hate myself for trusting her like that. But it's already done. Can't go back.
I asked him what he's doing here. I wonder if he knows where we are.
I really don't know anything. In fact, I was going to ask you. It seems like you're important. Ever since Max killed me, it's almost like we've been connected. I've been seeing things through your eyes. But I've been hearing all these voices too. So I don't think I'm the only one.
Seeing things through my eyes? That doesn't make any sense to me.
There are way too many voices, but sometimes you can make them out. They're definitely watching you as well. It's one of the reasons I'm not scared. I don't feel like I'm really dead. Like, perhaps I can get out of here. Do you know anything about that? I would really like to go back home. A lot of people miss me right now.
I had to give him bad news. In fact, I was just confused as he was.
Well, that's unfortunate. I was hoping you'd have some information. But I guess that's way too much to ask for.
He starts to fade away.
Well, I keep thinking one thing. If this really is the afterlife, then maybe I'll get to meet him again.
Hey, don't go. We still need to talk. I shout as loud as I can. Your bond with Rocker is strong enough.
Sweet!
It seems like my desire was strong enough to bring him back. He looks around confusingly. I guess we both don't know what happened.
Well, that's odd. I felt like you were fading away. Another moment I thought I would have lost you. But I'm glad I have you back. I wasn't ready to end that conversation. There's just so much to talk about.
From my viewpoint, he was the one fading away.
Oh, is that so? Well, we probably shouldn't question it. I think it's barking up the wrong tree.
I agree. Everything about this is impossible. One question would lead to an infinite amount of them. It was best to stick to the things we knew as fact.
Well, I saw what happened. It seems that Max didn't stop at me. Can't imagine what you must have felt. Being forced to make a choice like that. I had to close my eyes, to be honest. Nobody should be put through that. I guess Rook lives for another day. We should try to focus on the positives.
I smile and admire his optimism. But things are a little more complicated for me, as the bomb scenario was likely just at the beginning.
Did you know that Max has the list? At first, I didn't know what it was. Well, it's clear that it's her hit list.
A hit list? So she did plan every aspect of this? Ask Rocker who else is on the list. Perhaps I can use the information to my advantage. She showed it to me just before I died. But honestly, it's all a blur. Let me think about it for a moment. He rests his paw on his chin and starts to ponder. Several moments pass before he starts to speak. When he does, he lists the names of my friends. Everybody under the roof of the convention center. Except for me, though. My name is mysteriously absent. I ask him why that is, assuming that maybe he forgot. Nope, it definitely wasn't there. I remember that part vividly. Maybe you are special. Special enough to be spared, at least. I'm not sure if that was meant to be reassuring. Nevertheless, I thank him before moving on. Do you think you'll remember all of that? It's probably best to tell Akron. Maybe he can make more of that information. Make more of that information. It won't be hard for me to remember. Everybody but me is all I had to say. But I wonder why I wasn't in her little list. Did it have to do with me being a savior? I don't know, and assuming that I'm correct. She said she wanted to teach me some lessons. I doubt that taking my life was part of the equation. At this point in time, Rocker stood there in silence. I feel bad for getting lost in my own thoughts. I should probably capitalize on the time we have. When he was fading away, he mentioned a him. I assumed he meant Clance, but I decided to ask. Oh no, not at all. It was someone far more important. No offense to Clance, of course. I doubt he'd be hearing us in here. I listened intently and asked him to continue. Well, it's kind of a long story. I don't know if we have the time. For some reason, I think we have more than enough. I tell him there's nothing to worry about. That is, unless he's too shy to continue. No, it's not that I'm shy. Well, it's partially because I'm shy. He rubs his arm nervously, looking at the floor. Or whatever passes the floor in this place. Would you promise not to repeat anything? I just feel like I should tell somebody. He might be the last person I see. I have no reason to repeat anything. And oddly enough, what he said is true. I have no idea how or why I'm seeing him right now. After this, we may never see each other again. This is probably gonna seem random. I mean, why would I just open up so fast? But the truth is, I don't even know why. There's something about this place. Something about you as well. I just can't put my finger on it. I don't know if I'm really dead. This could just be the process of dying. In that case, I'm having flashbacks. I guess your life does flash before you. Even as boring and sad as it can be. My parents had so many kids. And of course, I was the last one born. By that time, I guess they stopped caring. Why would we need to raise Rocker? This must have been what they thought. They already raised 6 other children. I guess they thought they did it enough. Their desire to raise another child waned. I was neglected for most of my youth. I guess it can make you more independent. But usually that's something you want. I don't even remember their voices. In fact, I remember the silent treatment. My dad would have this coffee in the morning, and he'd talk to everybody but me. I started to think they didn't want me. I thought that maybe they hated me. So I did what any kid would have done. I packed my bags and ran away from home. I thought it would be the best thing to do. Of course, we've all considered it before. I remember it rained that night. I was standing in a strange row. I was lost, completely alone. And they picked that moment to care. But the roads weren't meant for driving. A police car picked me up that night. I was told my parents got into an accident. I'm sure you can guess. They died. But why did they pick that moment? They had years to show me that they cared. Needless to say, I felt responsible. But my family blamed it on me, too. None of my siblings took me into their care. Suddenly, no one wanted me around. After that, I became a government property. They had some programs that helped me. You know, keeping kids off the street. I was sent to a boarding school. I had to continue my education after all. The free food and shelter was nice too. But I was still depressed about everything. I entered my teenage years with resent. High school was a nightmare at first. That is, until I discovered music. I look forward to school every single day. I don't know why, but it just calmed me. We tried all sorts of instruments, but I had an affinity for the guitar. The music teacher even took a liking to me. I was invited to class after hours. He said he wanted to teach me more. I didn't really have anything better to do. My grades drastically improved. I poured my heart and soul into the music. I found release from all my stress. We became inseparable. Everyone thought I was weird. Why were a student and teacher so close? But it didn't seem weird to me. Maybe I was in some sort of denial. Or maybe I just wanted a real father figure. Someone to listen to and learn from. That can easily make all the difference. He helped me with all my problems. Sometimes at the expense of his own. As you probably guessed, he isn't alive. Turns out music was his release too. But after so many years of doing it, well, I guess it stopped helping him. He didn't show up for almost a week. It was bad, so the police got involved. They found him dead in his home. He took his own life. I was devastated, completely lost. But I was too scared to run away. Not after what happened last time. It turns out, he put me on his will. I guess he didn't have family either. Maybe that's why we were able to relate. He left me one of his prized possessions, the bass guitar strapped to my back. That's why I believe what I do. People can live on in their belongings. They give them an eternal meaning. And I was glad that you agreed with me. It's a sentiment that was lost to the ages. But that's not all he gave me. Apparently, he had a lot in savings. So I got a sizable inheritance. It was enough to go to any school I wanted. So when I graduated, it was off to college. But soon enough, I fell into a slump. Probably the same one he did. My grades started to go down the drain, and my musical career wouldn't take off. I played in some pretty sketchy bars, but there was something I didn't know. At the same time, Singe sought talent. Him and my old teacher went way back. Singe tried to reach out to him, only to learn the truth of what happened. That, and who he left everything to. I remember that the last time I played in a bar, I took note of a man sitting in the corner. He looked way too fancy to be a patron. It turns out it was Singe. He came to see what I was all about. After the show, he offered me a job. I guess the students surpassed the teacher. But isn't that the way it usually is? I went to the dean at my college. I told her that I had to leave. I found my calling in the world of music. But she gave me a firm no. Not because she wouldn't let me go, but because she'd let me study a while abroad. It seemed like everything was going good again. My grades in school dramatically increased, and I gained fame as a talented guitarist. But to be honest, that's not what I liked. I got gratification from something else. I was finally part of a loving family. For the first time in my life, I was valued. Grades and fame had
and you have nothing on that. Seems like a happy ending, doesn't it? Boy, was I ever wrong. His family is getting torn apart too. He starts to fade away again. I reach out and try to grab him. Hey, do me one favor, will you? Tell Shock I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been so hard on him. And make sure he never gives up. I know exactly what he's feeling right now. Help him stay strong with music. And with that, Rocker's gone. My attempts to grab him were in vain. And soon enough, I feel that familiar rush of inertia. I guess Tara waited for me to finish with Rocker. I have no idea how to explain it, but I'm thankful. If Rocker wasn't really gone, perhaps I could save everybody else too. I entered Tara with a renewed hope. So, you had a chat with Kaylin. I assume that everything went up as planned.
Yes, right. He believes that I will set them free, in exchange for protection from you.
Excellent. The trap is sprung. I have to say, I'll relish in their deaths. Kaylin and Kabu have been a major thorn. But it gets even better than that, Plier. Righty is en route as we speak. Same goes for Endymion and Connor. All the opposition in one place. It won't be too hard to take them out. And you think I wanted you to get caught. And you think I wanted you to get caught.
I'm sorry for that, Riley. The evidence just lined up. I see now that you only wanted it. Today, all of my enemies will perish. You are a master strategist, and couldn't have done this alone. And to think I had you all wrong. You'll actually save me in the end. I'm grateful to have you by my side.
And I'm grateful to serve. But we can't just stop at them. Your entire prison is full, remember?
Right. All of those immigrants. We must ensure that none of them are free. If they get out, they will testify. What would you advise? We can't have them talking.
I'm glad you asked. I've come up with a great solution. You're going to burn the house. The flames will ensure that nobody talks. I'll move Kaylin's corpse to the front yard. It won't be hard to plant some evidence. Evidence that will frame King Valesky's. People will quickly desire his death. And at this time, he won't have any protection. Not from Righty or Endymion and Connor. When he is murdered, the throne is yours. You'll be the king for the week before the week is out.
I can't believe you planned all of this. Now I know why you were being so secretive. You couldn't have afforded any objections.
Precisely. It required some very careful planning. But everybody has a weakness of some sort. Righty has a weakness for Kaylin. Kaylin has a weakness for Kabu. And that special earthling you in your cell? Well, that's Endymion and Connor's weakness. It didn't take much to line everything up. So with that, there are no more obstacles. Why don't you join me for a drink? To the reign of a new king, Plier.
Yes, to the reign of the new king.
Poison.
Poison, poison, poison.
Alright. Well, thank you guys for stopping by. And, well, the story is definitely getting thicker. We're getting more and more inside. I'm really enjoying this. It's like, instead of getting a book from the library, this book is in, game form. Regardless of how it's presented, it's a good story. So thank you guys for stopping by. And until I see you guys again, have a great day, everyone.